It is a sign of the times. As risk appetite has grown, assets under management of leveraged and inverse ETFs has grown dramatically. It was about 2% of ETF assets in 2016. It's almost 8% today. More importantly, the trading volume has exploded. On any given day, dollar volume in leveraged and inverse ETFs are among the largest daily dollar volume leaders in the ETF space. So what is behind all of this? Who's doing all of this trading? Let's talk with Douglas Yones. He's the CEO of Direxion. You're one of the big guys in this space. You're one of the largest providers of the products. Every day I look at the volume charts, I see your semiconductor bull ETF right at the top of the volume charts. It gets 3 times the return of the semiconductor index on a daily basis, along with your 3 times S&P products. Who is doing all this trading in these products?
Yeah, Bob, I mean, it's no surprise to us when there's individual investors, and we'll talk a little bit about retail, institutional investors, folks who are moving money and need to do so quickly and with leverage. They're leaning towards the Direxion lineup of ETFs. And, you know, we talked a little bit about this, right? It's hard to know exactly, but we think about 3/4 of that movement is coming from retail, maybe 1/4 coming from institutions. And there's growing use cases. You know, historically, it was really about people making short-term directional bets on the market. Those use cases are expanding. We're seeing institutions looking to hedge. We're seeing individuals looking to offset some of their positions and avoid maybe selling due to capital gains.
And some of this is overseas investors. You were telling me South Koreans, Japanese, small retail investors doing this.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, there's a lot of individual investors as well as institutions worldwide who have very large positions in a lot of fast-moving stocks, and they want to take advantage of momentum plays. They also want to use the ability to hedge their positions.
It's not just a leverage and inverse index ETF. Single stock leverage ETFs are growing fast. You've got this Tesla bull ETF that shows up all the time, 2 times the daily leverage of Tesla. There's a 2 times long NVIDIA one as well from the competition. So when you talk about institutional investors, who are you referring to specifically? Is it hedge funds, trading desks, brokerage firms?
Yes.
Who's doing
yes, and yes. I mean, the reality is, Bob, I mean, we know this. The market-moving headlines are happening faster. They're happening on a daily basis. It's not years ago where companies would move just basically based on earnings or some major report. We're seeing a daily basis, whether it be issuance out of the White House. We might be seeing tariff reports. We might be seeing suggested earnings. NVIDIA's coming up Wednesday. People want to be able to make positions.
They want to do
it short term.
Around that event. Retail investors in the past have had a very hard time with these products, a hard time getting around the products because of this daily reset. They reset every day, so if you hold them for more than a day, your returns could vary wildly due to compounding. What percentage of investors hold these for more than a day? How would you grade the business, the ETF business, on educating people about the problem? Because you can get wildly different returns now.
This is the most important thing any investor should be looking at. The most important thing. They should be checking their ETF positions. Anytime you're using leverage whatsoever, you need to be looking at that daily. That's something that we're very focused on. They can go to our website at Direxion ETFs. Education comes first. People need to understand what leverage what that impact can be in your portfolio, how you need to check it. But you're right, it's really a daily basis that people need to be checking these positions.
All right, we're going to have a lot more coming up on how to use leverage and inverse ETFs. That's coming up on ETF Edge at 1:10 p.m. Eastern Time. Doug will be joined by Todd Rosenbluth. He's the head of research at Verify.com. A lot to discuss around this. And Scott, the volumes have just been exploding in the last 5 or 6 months. Back to you.
All right, Bob, thank you very much for that.